Remember Vine, the app that turned 6-second videos into a cultural phenomenon? One day, you were just a regular person. Then next, you were internet royalty. Some of these stars took their 15 seconds of fame and built entire careers, while others, well, they weren't so lucky. Take King Bach, for example, Vine's undisputed king. He turned looping comedy clips into a mainstream Hollywood career. But what about Viners like Curtis Lepore, whose name practically disappeared after Vine shut down? From influencers who reinvented themselves to those who completely fell off, today we're diving deep into what really happened to Vine's biggest stars. So, where are they now? King Bach, Vine's biggest star. If Vine had a king, it was King Bach.
What's up, cuz? Chilling, cuz. Cuz, where your blue at, cuz? Right here, cuz. Okay, let's ride, cuz. Cuz. You good, man?
He wasn't just big, he was the most followed person on the platform, pulling in over 16 million followers before Vine shut down. But his rise to fame? It wasn't as random as you'd think. Andrew Byron Batchelor, yeah, that's his real name, was born in Toronto, Canada, but he grew up in West Palm Beach, Florida. Before becoming Vine royalty, he was a student at Florida State University earning a degree in business. But here's the twist. He was also an elite athlete, ranking 14th in the nation for the high jump. Who knew Vine's funniest guy could fly? At first, King Bach tried his luck on YouTube, but it was Vine that took him to the next level.
Yeah, I'm at the car right now.
Thanks to his sharp comedic timing, insane creativity, and key collaborations, he dominated the platform. And when Vine collapsed, he didn't slow down, he adapted. Post-Vine, King Bach broke into Hollywood. He starred in movies like The Babysitter, 50 Shades of Black.
Shoot, man, Black Lives Matter too. You feel me?
But that wasn't enough. He also tried his hand at directing, screenwriting, and stand-up comedy. Oh, and did we mention he owns his own production company called Bach Enterprises? Even today, King Bach is still thriving online, posting on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. He's proof that Vine wasn't the end. It was just the beginning. Brittany Furlan, Vine's queen turned controversial star. If King Bach was the king of Vine, Brittany Furlan was the queen, known for her raunchy humor, wild facial expressions, and zero-filter attitude.
Do you want to dance with me? Why won't anyone dance with me?
What do you want me to do?
Here's how to make immediate friends with strangers.
Brittany was one of the most followed women on Vine, amassing 9.9 million followers before the app went dark. Born in Percy, Pennsylvania, Brittany had her sights set on Hollywood long before Vine existed. But instead of traditional acting, it was 6-second clips that made her a star.
I actually feel better. Do you want to go out to dinner?
No, I just had a lot of seeds. So many seeds.
Time magazine even named her one of the 30 most influential people on the internet in 2015. Her bold, brash comedy was unlike anything else on the platform, making her a pioneer in internet humor. And just like King Bach, she didn't stop when Vine shut down. She pivoted. She tried her hand at acting and stand-up comedy, appearing in movies like We Are Your Friends, Good Morning, and Paradise City. She even launched a podcast in 2019 called Worst Firsts, where she sat down with celebrities and influencers to share their most awkward and cringeworthy experiences.
Could be your worst first time shitting your pants. Like, obviously, we've all had a couple of those.
And did you know she even had a cameo in Pitbull's Fireball music video? Yeah, she was everywhere. But in recent years, Brittany's made more headlines for her relationship than her content. She married Motley Crue drummer Tommy Lee in 2019. And let's just say it stirred up major controversy. The internet was quick to call out the 30-year age gap, and her name was suddenly making waves for reasons that had nothing to do with comedy. She's still active online, but with a more low-key presence, posting on TikTok and Instagram rather than chasing mainstream stardom. While some Viners went on to dominate Hollywood, Brittany Furlan took a different path, one that kept her in the public eye, but not always for the reasons she wanted. Rudy Mancuso, the musician who mastered comedy. Rudy Mancuso wasn't just another Viner. He was one of the most creative. While others stuck to slapstick humor, Rudy blended music, culture, and storytelling into his 6-second clip. Gaining over 10 million followers before Vine disappeared. Born in Glen Ridge, New Jersey with Brazilian and Italian roots, Rudy didn't just rely on comedy, he infused music into his content. He started playing the piano at just 5 years old, which would later become his secret weapon in the entertainment industry. Unlike many former Viners, Rudy didn't just transition to social media, he expanded into every creative lane possible. He worked with YouTube Red, starring in Keys of Christmas alongside Mariah Carey and DJ Khaled. And when Vine shut down, he turned to music. In 2017, he released his first single, Black and White.
Why not take it at face value? See the picture black and white. My night vision's kind of blurry, but I'll try.
And later dropped Mama, which became a massive hit. Unlike other influencers turned musicians, Rudy wasn't just making music for clout. His skills were real. But music wasn't his only passion. In 2024, he made his directorial debut with Musica, a coming-of-age drama starring Camila Mendes, which he also wrote, composed, and executive produced. The guy isn't just an influencer, he's a full-blown filmmaker now. In his acting career, thriving. He landed roles in Netflix's Rim of the World and DC's The Flash, and he's set to join the It prequel series Welcome to Derry. Rudy Mancuso took 6-second comedy clips and turned them into a career in music, acting, and filmmaking. From Vine star to full-fledged artist, he's proof that creativity always finds a way to evolve. Brent Rivera, from Vine to YouTube mogul. Brent Rivera wasn't just a Viner, he was the ultimate boy next door. His family-friendly, lighthearted comedy made him a favorite among younger audiences.
Yo, Alex, can I get a sip of that? Thanks.
Racking up 8.5 million followers before Vine shut down. But unlike many of his Vine-era peers, Brent wasn't trying to be the next Hollywood star. He had bigger plans. Born in Huntington Beach, California, Brent started on Vine in 2013. But when the platform collapsed, he did something most Viners failed to do. He completely reinvented himself on YouTube. Today, he's one of the biggest YouTubers on the planet, with over 30 million subscribers and a content empire built on challenges, pranks, and collaborations. But here's the twist. Brent isn't just a creator, he's a CEO. He co-founded AMP Studios, a digital content group that helps influencers create and monetize content. Basically, he turned his internet fame into a full-fledged business. Now, Brent always wanted to become an actor. And while he did land roles in web series like Alexander IRL and Light as a Feather, acting wasn't where he made his fortune. YouTube was.
We've played thousands of hours of Warcraft, and what do we have to show for it?
A high ranking and literally the love of thousands of Ukrainians.
But here's where things get messy. Brent has been called out multiple times for copying content without credit. Several creators have accused him of stealing ideas and repackaging them for his massive audience. Some fans defend him, saying it's just part of internet culture, while others call it straight-up content theft. Despite the drama, Brent continues to dominate. He's not chasing Hollywood, he's building an empire. From Vine star to YouTube mogul, Brent Rivera proved that the internet wasn't just about fame, it's about knowing how to turn that fame into a business. Lele Pons, Vine's comedy queen turned global superstar. If you were on Vine, you knew Lele Pons. Her slapstick humor, over-the-top reactions, and high school-themed sketches made her the third most followed woman on Vine. Racking up 11.5 million viewers before the app shut down. But Lele wasn't just another funny girl. She was a marketing genius in disguise. Born in Caracas, Venezuela, Lele moved to Miami, Florida at age 5. What most people don't know, she was actually the first Viner to hit 1 billion loops, proving her content had massive replay value. Her secret weapon? Collaboration. She worked with almost every major Viner. from King Bach to Rudy Mancuso to Amanda Cerny. And when Vine collapsed, she did what any internet-savvy creator would do. She pivoted. Lele took her comedy to YouTube, where she became one of the biggest female content creators, pulling in over 100 million followers across all platforms. But she didn't stop there. In 2018, she shocked everyone by launching her music career, dropping her first single, Dyson, which became a Latin pop hit. Unlike some influencers who release music as a gimmick, Lele actually succeeded, scoring collaborations with artists like J Balvin and Gwena. She even made her way onto mainstream TV, competing in the 32nd season of Dancing with the Stars and starring in Netflix's Scream and Masked Singer. Most recently, she stepped into hosting, leading Netflix's Bridgerton experience and proving she's got range beyond comedy. But behind the success, Lele's been open about her struggles. She's spoken publicly about her battles with ADHD, anxiety, and the pressure of fame, giving fans a rare look at the person behind the viral videos.
People think that I have a perfect life. The public only sees what I want them to see.
From Vine queen to music star, YouTube mogul, and TV personality, Lele Pons didn't just survive after Vine, she thrived. So what happened to Vine's biggest stars? Some turned their 6-second fame into massive careers, breaking into acting, music, and business. Others faded from the spotlight, choosing a quieter life. But one thing's clear, Vine may be gone, but its impact never left. In many ways, it was the blueprint for modern internet fame, paving the way for today's biggest YouTubers, TikTokers, and influencers. And that's it. The end of 6-second stardom is over. But for these creators, their stories are far from finished.